Hey, it's H here for Counter Trend Capital, and on today's video we're taking a look at macro for Solana. I have a couple of different scenarios here overall which I'm going to go through, and hopefully we'll get some kind of an analysis and idea of the possible outcomes for Solana overall. So this blue part here is from CoinMarketCap, or one of those sites, or CoinCacao, where it had basically more data than the Binance charts that I'm currently on. So this is why I've just drawn it in here. And that is basically it. This is basically the start of Solana listing on existing. And yeah, this is basically the start here overall, around, let's see, 35 cents. Massive gains, of course. Not many has had these holds all the way up to the top. And even if they had, they probably didn't sell and then lost 96% of it, and then yet in the gain 700% from now. So again, currently we have 3 pivot points, so low, high, and another low, that are very important here. So macro picture is still this one. Now again, it looks very decent as a 5-hour move. We have divergence all around. Everything looks very good. This is a really nice looking 5-wave structure. I think this is very similar to ADA on macro, where it had very similar, very clear 5-wave move, and afterwards we were looking for that correction. Now again, I'm going to remind you that I'm on log scale. With that log scale, this is what you would see: 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally you would probably label this as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, I've just labeled it this way because again, this fits better on log scale, and that's how I want to be using this for now. Of course, for the 5-wave, we had the divergence here. Why did we not have it from the third of third? Or basically this is the third against the third of fifth, is because we had that extension. Again, that extension can be seen here on arithmetic scale best, which is why we had this massive move. But I'm still liking this way of labeling, however, the most. So regardless how you want to be labeling this, to me this is a very impulsive structure to the upside, and after which we had a drop down. We have this as a potential play. This is the more of a bearish play in the medium term, where we are still looking for this wave 2 to be happening. This is more of a bear scenario, where again that wave 2 has not happened. One of the possibilities is that wave 2 would be here. The issue is that this structure is not very easily labeled into like 3-way structures. You would have to be kind of creative. Maybe this would be an A, B, and C, where this would be some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. On log scale, it's not easy either on that case. So that's why I have it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so, where this is again very decent looking 5-wave here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some kind of was it like 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't remember how I had it labeled before, but yeah, you get the point. It looks pretty decent as a 5-wave move overall to the downside, and that's why I had preferred this being that A wave. And of course, if this is an A wave, we are looking for wave B that can't take out the all-time highs, and then before long we would be pivoting downwards again. And at this point, I would be seeking this as an ABC structure. Overall, the ABC extensions are already getting hit pretty decently here. But again, based on the smaller time frame structures that we've had, if this indeed is a 1, 2, 3, we would be expecting somewhere around $76 for that 3rd wave, then 4th wave, and then 5th wave, potentially reaching all the way to $135 or $150, that area. There is another confluence there, which is this 0.786 retracement of this wave A here, which is again around $125. Again, on log scale, these are going to be kind of smushed, even though the price difference is going to be somewhat vital, and like here, 15%, this area of interest for me. But again, other things that you'd be looking for here is definitely that divergence here overall, and looking for this to become a phi wave here as well to continue that and complete this whole scenario. At this point we have again reached highs here on RSI, which is why I'm still thinking that we are within this wave 3. It doesn't have to be done yet. We could be creating sideways, up and down, and then a bit more down, and then that wave 4 to be completed. But this is the overall premise, right? So this is the more bearish scenario. Now, if we can label this into a correction here, it's kind of hard because these looks very much like a impulsive structure. But if there is a chance to label that as some kind of WXYXZ potentially, so let me label that in. So as a potential WXYXZ, you would have it something like this. Not my preference, but that's how you would be doing if this was the start of a bull run. Now, when do we start to figure out, or when do we start to favor the bull run? Is when this whole thing becomes more towards a 1.618 extension. Then we can start to think that, okay, maybe there is a chance that this is more impulsive than anything else. Of course, as I had on the smaller time frames here, let me get rid of that. This has definitely potential of going way up higher, and at that point again we are beyond the 1.618. And yeah, that is something to keep an eye on. Of course, when we are coming up in here, there is definitely short opportunities for both of the plays where this would be either a wave 1, 2, then looking for that 3, 4, 5 as a potential minor. And let me just label these as the bull scenario. And inside here we would have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as minute. Or this would probably actually be intermediate already. Or actually it wouldn't, because this would be the expectation that we would be starting the third wave. And as you know, or if you know Elliott wave, well, third waves are the largest, I guess, and they would be the most impulsive. So if this would be the wave 1 of that 3, this would just take off to the moon. But again, I don't want to be saying that yet, but there is definitely a chance. There is definitely a chance. But we need to be looking at whether this whole structure can become a phi wave overall, or whether we are going to be getting stuck around here, where this would be that ABC instead. And if we are coming back here into the areas of $26 or $27, getting back to the highs of wave 1 tops, then we can confirm that, okay, this was indeed an ABC and not a 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is basically the only point that we would be needing to confirm that whole scenario. And of course, if we can get back here, then we would be looking for that partner leg of this first structure, which would be again that bear scenario that I provided you earlier, where you would be looking for something along these lines as a extension targets. So anywhere in here. And depending, of course, where this is going to be pivoting, this could be, well, I don't think it can go to all-time highs. But again, 786 now at this point fits very well with the golden pocket for that higher degree wave 2, if I can line that up here. But again, we can only know that once we have actually pivoted here. And again, important areas would be this around $29 or $27 here. But for now, we don't need to be thinking about that yet. There is still opportunities for long setups potentially, but again, wave 4s are very cunning very often. So again, don't get trapped in there. If the price starts to come down, you wouldn't want it to cross 34. If it comes below here and gets to 32.28, then it's invalidated the idea that this is a 1, 2, 3 indeed. So again, if the price just something like this is most likely some kind of ABC, and this whole thing is probably a WXY instead, and just ending somewhere in here. and then again the bearish scenario, whether this whole thing is an ABC or a WXY does not matter. It's going to be that bloodbath that we are expecting for this potential C wave overall. But I think that is the macro picture here for Solana. 2 scenarios, the important areas, and what to look for the bull and the bear scenarios if you wish those to be coming true in either direction. But yeah, that's going to do it. If you're interested in getting smaller fees, check out BingX, link down in the description below. If you're interested in a VPN service, check out the links on the description as well. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next video again. Bye bye.